Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I'm just finishing my jaffa. Hey, welcome back everybody. We haven't been here for about 4 months.
Yeah.
I've been busy, went to uni, been learning some new stuff, and Tess, what have you been doing for the last 4 months?
I broke my foot.
You broke your foot?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I was bored, and I thought I'd break a couple of bones and wear a moon boot for 6
was that
weeks.
fun?
Yeah. Not as fun as you might think, actually. It
Oh,
was,
that's no good.
No, that was pretty shit, actually.
Okay, well it's good to see you again, and we don't have Kim with us today, and because we've just had this opportunity, because we've got together to just do a follow-up to the I think it was the last video we did about 4 months ago on the toys, and we really want to follow that up because we did actually check them out. I definitely have something to say on that, and wish Kim was with us, but we just took the opportunity. Miss you, Kim. Wish you were here.
Yeah.
So Tess, what was? Can you remember? When we talked to Kim and we were and she was showing us how she used it on her clit.
Yeah.
And that as transition woman, that we still had some male bits that we wanted to transition into using a vibrator in the same way on our clits.
Yeah.
Even though they're just a little bit bigger and sticky arty a little bit more, but we were going to give that a shot from the help that Kim gave us. And did you have a go at that?
I did.
How'd it go?
Not successful for me. I sort of have a similar device to this one, which we were using as a karaoke mic last time. And I also have a small one, like larger than the bullet, but in between. Yeah, now I tried a few different techniques that Kim was talking about, and we had a discussion about things that work for you, and I tried or whatever. Well, certainly this one was way too intense for me. Like I think I used it for about 6 seconds and went, whoa, get that thing away from me. That's way too intense, to the point of causing quite a lot of discomfort. It was so I didn't appreciate that. The smaller one, if I had or will persevere with it, I can sort of get there, but still after like what feels like an eternity, but in reality it's probably about 10 minutes of trying to get it. I have about a 1 in 3 success rate, so 1 out of the 3 times that it leads to some sort of pleasurable event. Yes, I am drinking, like it's typical, like in these movies, but the but the 2 other times, like it was just, no, this is not working for me. It's just I'm now no longer in the mood, and just no.
Okay, so you tried for about 10 minutes each time.
Yep.
And you really got at that point that you weren't in the mood, you weren't in it just wasn't going to happen. You knew, and you gave up at that point.
Yeah.
So so what have you been doing instead?
Nothing.
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 So wet dreams, or
no,
in your case, not wet?
Unwet dreams. Is that dry dream? Dry dream. I just dry dream.
So, Since
but the desire really to go solo. It's really, I don't have the desire. I did. Because I wanted to try this experiment, and I wanted to see how well it went and all that sort of stuff. And I thought I was in the right frame of mind to do that, but that just wasn't happening. And I've kind of resigned itself to the fact that that's really not my thing. It's really not where I get my pleasure from. I get my pleasure from closeness to a partner and snuggling and like hearing them breathe, just like that close that you can sort of, that's where I actually get that inner inner warmness, that glow you get sort of from an orgasm, but without an orgasm. Yeah.
I see. So it's like the afterglow.
Yes.
So for you, the best thing is the afterglow of the orgasm, except you can do that without the orgasm and just enjoy the afterglow.
Yes.
Oh, I kind of relate to that because I can too, but because I can, I still enjoy an orgasm every now and then. But not regularly, not like 3 or 4 times a day, or even 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes I'll go weeks without.
Yeah.
But I like to keep the function going. So you've kind of not seen orgasms as a big part of your life, but you like to do it with a partner sometimes, maybe? Yeah. Something to share socially or intimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not so much socially, I think the last video we discussed about using this on the bus, but like.
When I say socially, I don't mean publicly.
Yeah. Having dinner with the family tonight, I thought I'd get that.
Well, because of our culture, using using a sex toy when you're with a family it's a little bit of a taboo thing, and awkward.
Yeah.
But when I say socially, I'm talking about with close friends, like really close friends, people you tend to normally be intimate with.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I mean, right? With an intimate partner, it's still a social thing.
Yeah.
When I say social, I mean with another person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than by yourself. So So for convenience, I kind of, sometimes I'm just in that mood, and when I'm in the mood, I go, I think I can get there quicker at the moment because I'm just in the right space for it.
Yeah. That's a definite thing. And I think we talked about that in the last video. It's more about up in your head, like you have to be in that zone to begin with, and to even consider trying to go down that road. But and I mean another thing to consider too is like since we last spoke in February. So if you haven't watched that video, certainly go back and
we'll put a link, hopefully.
Yeah, look at that. I've reduced my SSRIs. So, I'm also antidepressants. So I used to jargon, but so I'm also going through some adjustment with moods and things like that. So that's another factor to put in the mix, which may have muddied the waters as far as doing a scientific analysis on this procedure works and this doesn't and all that sort of stuff, because there's all this other things going on as well. So it doesn't make it easy to get a clear picture of how this whole thing worked. Yeah.
However, I've read up a little bit about coming off SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. It is a type of antidepressant, and I understand one of the side effects of that is you can have premature orgasms. So the picture I had in my mind as you were describing that, and especially when we're talking about being on the bus, was you're on the bus and you're thinking, when I get home tonight, I might just get your vibrator. Oh, no, don't need it. I'm done. And just randomly on the bus, That was a picture I had. That's not what happens, right, with you?
Well, no. Sorry, that vision just gave me. There's a movie which I can't. Well, I don't know if I can say the name of the movie. It's a movie of a couple of decades ago where there's a man and a woman in a cafeteria sort of thing, and she's faking an orgasm, like that
one that Meg Ryan did.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. And the woman a couple of seats over goes, I want what she's having.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, I've not experienced that on a bus. So
Okay.
Okay. or anywhere else for that matter. You know, just putting that out there.
Okay, yes, sorry for the detraction on that. Shall I talk about my experience?
Yes, please do. Yes.
So, thank you very much for giving that a shot, and I gave it a shot too. I guess I was a little bit more determined, and also my function might be a little bit different to Tess, because I've reduced my androgen blockers. I've been trying to get my libido up for other reasons. It's about connecting with people and trauma recovery and stuff like that. So as I move through that, I start to get to the point where I get a little bit horny every now and then. But I was determined to leave the male style masturbation behind, and that was my goal. And my glasses are reflecting, aren't they? Sorry about that.
Yes.
And I was determined to leave that behind, and following the instruction, that Kim gave us in that last video. I was the 12 o'clock, the clit and the pressing hard and going through 2 of these a year and that kind of thing. I was determined to give that a go, so I did. And to tell you the truth, it was quite difficult. I think I gave up the first time after about an hour, and the first wee while was quite difficult. This thing holds 2 hours of charge, and I knew that I needed to charge it between each shot because it just wouldn't have had enough battery. But what I found was, over time, I got better at it. So I think Kim said, about you finding your own spot, finding where it works for you, and I did. And I'm still getting close to that spot. And sometimes it changes depending on my sensitivities and where I'm at. It might be down a little bit lower, up a little bit higher. But I do what she does. It's at 12 o'clock point, press it in, hold it there, and I sometimes move around a little bit to get the point, maybe go a little bit harder at it, facilitate it with a little bit of mental imagery and stuff like that, which, I like a little bit of variety in that. And I started to have some success. And because I was so determined, I've gone now 4 months. I have not gone back to the old stroking style at all. I have not done that since. And I can now basically buzz one out in about 10 minutes quite successfully. I'm getting really good at it, really enjoying it. I had a really good session the other day. I had like 2 hits, and then like a one mini climax, another mini climax, and then one long one, and that was all like using that, and it was incredible. I really enjoyed it. Look, like Tess, I like a social one, not on the bus, not public. Actually, I might like public, but we're in Queensland, they got laws about that. But social, I love to share it with another person, and that's awesome. But you don't always have that. I find I'm alone sometimes, or even I'm with somebody, and we both like to share doing ourselves together, and the vibrators are good like that. And like Tess said, this is too strong for her, but it's not for me. This is perfect for me. This one works for me. So I call her Wanda because she's a magic wand. So I make out with Wanda now. I don't know, sometimes I forget for a couple of weeks, especially if I get busy with uni or something, but otherwise every now and then I do. I read something about that our ancestors used to sleep in two lights. They would go to sleep, they'd wake up in the middle of the night, chop wood, have sex, whatever, and go back to sleep again, back in the caveman days. And I thought, well, okay, if that's the way that we're partially wired, I'll give that a shot. So when I wake up in the middle of the night, out she comes, get off, go back to sleep, and I have a really good sleep from that. And so that's been really good. Just a little bonus thing though that I found very interesting is growing up in the early days as a male in the the 60s and 70s and 80s. What I found is there was a lot of shame around males and masturbation, and I think it was part of the culture, and it was probably perpetuated a little bit by guys that were just a little bit forward in their expression of their sexuality, and it became a little bit of a yucky thing, and I developed shame from masturbation because of that. So I couldn't like go to school and say, you know, to my friends, hey, what'd you get up to? Oh, I masturbated last night, it was wonderful. You know, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd probably call me a wanker or something, you know. Go figure. But what I found was using, and I've carried that. So every time I did that kind of masturbation, there was just a little wee bug in the back. I kind of got over it, but a little wee bug in the back. It was just this little bit of shame from what I was doing. And I got so used to it that I never noticed it. If somebody said, are you ashamed of masturbating? I go, no. But what I noticed in using this and doing it differently is it was gone. I didn't feel that anymore. I felt really proud. I mean, I'm a grown-up. I know that I'm not going to scream to the world like, hey, you know, I've been using this and it's been awesome, because...
Although we're, you know, posting on YouTube with a populate, you know, possibly millions of viewers, you know, subscribe, you know, like us, and it may go to millions of viewers, but, you know, yeah, sorry, you continue.
Thanks, Tess.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. I do want to shout it to the world, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. And it's been great. So I, especially for any, you know, up and coming or developing or growing trans women out there, it'd be great if you had the same experience I had. Using a vibrator and doing it, you know, in the more feminine style, not the stroking anymore. It just felt so much nicer and so much almost cleaner, because the society I grew up in, did I say grew up in?
Yes.
Freudian slip. The society I grew up in made masturbation like feel like a dirty word, you know, and getting that out of my psyche and being able to enjoy it this way without that was actually quite liberating. So I would like to go that we have a really lovely spectrum of experience here. So Tess tried it, didn't work. Partly this was just too much for her, and I'd like to say you gave up a bit early compared to what I did. But I also get that you knew at that 10 minutes point it wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
See, for me at 10 minutes, I still felt there was a chance. I still felt, you know, it's still there. It's still there. I can get there. I can reach it. You know, I just got to keep going. And, you know, as they say, persist, persist, persist. They're not normally talking about vibrators and orgasms, but it's right, and that's what I did, and I got there. I just got better and better. And as Kim said, you know, you've got to find your own spot. And I found that spot, and I'm still refining. And it kind of moves around a little bit. Sometimes I've got to, you know, oh, it's moved. I've got to find it. It's gone somewhere else. I've got to go down a little bit further, up a little bit further, and it's all part of the fun.
So you're saying about, you know, you're close and you feel, okay, I just need to get that little bit further.
Yeah.
For the time that it did work for me, that was happening, right? And I did push through, but the other two times were, no, this is, you know, like, in fact, it was kind of a put off. Like, it was like, I'm really not enjoying this at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, just totally out of the mood of it then too. I should also point out, you know, like as I said, I'm on antidepressants, and you know, I've got a whole luggage shop, not just a little bit of baggage. I've got a whole lot of baggage that I bring along with me to that whole mindset. So I mean, you know, I'm working on that, but you know, I feel there's so many other variables in my equation that, you know, it's a little bit harder to go, well, this is not working because of this one factor or that one factor. If, you know, like, yeah, I'm complicated. Like, you know,
I understand. So for me, I brought along something, which was the shame from my upbringing, where masturbation kind of got made a dirty word for young boys.
Yeah.
you're bringing that and a whole lot of other stuff as well, right? That's what I'm hearing you saying. So do you think, though, Tess, if you worked through some of the other stuff and you cleared some of the other stuff and integrated it, that it could be worth another shot at some point?
Yeah, I'm certainly open to that, because it's a very pessimistic view for me to think, okay, well, I can never orgasm again. That's like, that's a pretty pessimistic view. I'd like to think that things may happen in the future. So, I'm going to persevere. I am going to, and it might simply come down to getting the right one of these. Finding one that suits me and the way my body is at the moment. So I don't know.
The right sort of vibe.
Yeah, the right sort of vibe. Yeah. I was going to say something along about that. Oh, yeah. So I mean, where Annie has undergone medical intervention, I've had, for her transition, I've got a bit of, well, certainly medical intervention and some surgical intervention. Yeah, not as far as I'd like to go. So,
she's been to the vet.
Yeah, been to the vet. I've been neutered or spaded. I'm really not sure which. Yeah, but anyway. So it. What I'm saying, the mechanics down there might be different, and but that's what it's saying. There's so many different variables that I don't know whether that actually makes a difference, or whether it's the the SSRIs or the environment I'm in, or the vibe that I'm using. So it's hard to do sort of we're not comparing apples and apples.
No, we're not.
Yeah, so
we're not. And I agree. We are different down there, and also I've taken it even further to reduce my blockers to try and bring my sex drive up a little bit for a different reason initially.
Yeah.
But being able to buzz one out in 10 minutes has been an outcome for me, and I've got to enjoy what Kim introduced us to.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of variance in trans people. And also in intersex people, the genital variants and the mindset variants and the whole body and everything. There's a huge amount of diversity, and we've got quite a bit of a gap between us. So you've heard two different experiences tonight, and I'm always wondering if we should maybe try and if we're going to stay on this topic. Maybe discuss with somebody else as well, maybe a post-operative trans woman.
So I would, yes, and we know somebody that may...
we'll have to have a talk to her.
Yeah. So I'm just looking there, and I've noticed the battery indicator is flashing, so we're going to run out of battery very shortly. I should have changed that before we started, but I'd just love to say to our viewers, if you would love to share your experience and so if you notice, the camera has in a slightly different position. We did actually run out of battery before I got to wind up. But what I was going to say was, any of our viewers out there would like to drop us a comment in the comment section below about their experiences, or even if they'd like to talk on camera, perhaps we could arrange an interview, or even no matter where you are in the world, with the technology we have today, we could even do like a Zoom or a...
We could.
Just to, if you're willing to share your experiences on how you've managed to work it for your situation, I would love to see that. So. And
also, if you know any trans woman, because we're trans women, that you think might be interested, that could benefit from just hearing from somebody else's experience. Sometimes it's not just about learning something new for themselves, but just validating their own experience. Because it's an area that people don't tend to talk about much, and it becomes very private and very isolating if that's something that that you're concerned about and you need to share. So it'd be great if you could connect them with our channel and some of our videos. And yeah, comments are great. We'd really love some direction. I mean, we're going to come up with our own direction, but some other direction would be good. And I'm just so pleased that Wonder lasts longer than the camera.
That'd be disappointing, wouldn't it?
It would. We were just about to finish, and the camera battery. No, just to manage. If I was just about to finish and the battery went flat, and I had to wait 2 hours for it to recharge.
Yeah. All good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Remember to share the video and like it. We'd really appreciate that. And hit subscribe and do the notification bell thing and all. I mean, you know all of this anyway. So, all good.
Okay. Bye, Mum.
Bye.
And bye, everybody else.